caring doesn't mean that you let the child get away with anything. There have to be rules, and you have to see that there have to be boundaries, and we have to see that the children maintains those boundaries. Let's take a simple rule, doing the homework every day. So that is a rule. The child comes back from school, either plays, washes up, whatever, and then the homework has to be done. So there are different kinds of parents. One kind of parent will say, if you do not do the homework, then I will not do anything for you. Very, very strict. There will be occasions when the child may not want to do the homework at that particular time. The child may not be well, the child may be cranky, something may have happened in school. I'm not saying that you should not enforce it, because the child needs structure, the child needs to know, okay, this is what is expected of me. But at the same time, we need to be flexible, but not so flexible that every day there's a different tool in place. We need to set up boundaries. This is what you can do, this is what you cannot do. The child may throw a tantrum, it's all right. But we have to be consistent. When the child knows that we are consistent, that okay, I can only do so much. Okay, you don't want to do the homework now, but you can do the homework later. But the later has to be there. When is the later? You need to define that later, and you have to stick to it. It's very important that we as adults stick to the boundaries. So the child doesn't know. The child does not know what is good and what is bad. They'll think, okay, let me push the parent and see, can I get away with it? So we need to be able to set very, very clear boundaries for them. Encouraging positive behavior. Encouraging thank you, sorry, please. These are things that the child needs to know. Behaving well with other children, behaving well with others. And when the child does the desired behavior, you praise the child. You help someone, that's a good boy. You know, you did this for mama, thank you so much. So we need to use these words. And we need to encourage the child to use those words and encourage good behavior at home and outside. See, sometimes we see children who are very well behaved in school. But when you speak to the parent, they will tell you a different story. They'll say, I cannot manage at home. So why is the child behaving like that with the parents? Because the child knows at school, the child cannot get away with it. And so the child knows okay, what is expected and what to do. But at home, when we are letting them get away with it, is when they do it. They know that, okay, I can do this, I can sleep till 12 or 1. Or, you know, I don't have to do my homework, I can shout and scream. So good behavior has to be taught. And you should be very clear in what you expect from them. And whenever you see a good behavior, praise the child. See, what happens is we are very fast in condemning and criticizing. Why did you not do this? Why did you behave like that? But when they show good behavior, we need to praise them. That comes less. We need to do that. Teaching problem-solving skills. Today's parents are in a rush to do children's work for them. Whether it is packing their bag or anything to do with their uniform or whatever work the child has to do. Picking up after the child, the parent is in a rush to do it. If we do everything, when will the child learn? Whether it is packing the bag or keeping their books in place, doing small chores at home, you have to make the child responsible. When the child starts walking, we see the child falling down, right? Do we stop the child from walking? We give them a hand and we teach them to walk. And when they are walking, we remove our hand and they walk independently. Now this is what needs to be done in every aspect of their life. We hear parents saying that it's faster when I do it. It's faster that I clean the table. It's faster that I pack the bag. Then when will the child learn? A child has to learn to pack their own bags, to keep their things back in place, to clean up after they have finished playing. Age appropriately. Okay? So age appropriately, you have to let them do their own things. And if there are problems coming, you can ask them, how do you want to solve it? Child may say, I want to go here, I want to go there. So you can ask them, what do you want to do first? So let them think. If we do all the thinking for them, if we do everything for them, when are they going to learn? So you have to let them do things, age appropriate. But give them the independence, give them the freedom to think, to solve things, to think over matter, okay, how will I decide, how will I organize? It's very, very important. This is a skill. And this skill translates into adulthood also. But this has to be taught in childhood. Modeling positive behavior. We want our child to be courteous, we have to be courteous first. This is for both parents and teachers. We want our child to be punctual, we have to be punctual first. We want our child to be organized, we have to be organized. We don't want our child shouting and screaming, we should not be shouting and screaming. When we scream, when we show road rage, or when we are not patient with others, our child is looking at us and our child is going to mimic our behavior. Okay, so usually what happens, we want good behavior from the children, but we forget and we show our true colors. But the child is looking at us, child is watching us and learning from us. And then the child does the same behavior. Okay, so it's very important that we model positive behavior. Benefits of positive parenting. It increases self-esteem and confidence in the child. We want our children to have confidence. We want our children to have self-esteem. There is no point if a child is doing very well in studies, all 90s and all that, but the child does not have self-esteem. So what happens is, if the child does not get good marks, then the child thinks, I'm not worth it. Just today on the way to your school, Dr. Madhulika and me were discussing, there's a young child, a 14-year-old child in the hospital. Okay, we are from Vaidehi Hospital. There's a 14-year-old child in the hospital who has jumped from the 4th floor and broken her hands and legs. Now, why do you think this has happened? This has happened because of anxiety related to studies. Some kind of a thing had happened in school and the child is not able to handle it.
Right.
So, it's an escape. Now, a child with self-esteem will not do it. See, wins and losses are part and parcel of life. We cannot win always. Our team may win, our team may lose. Individually we may win, we may lose, but it is not the end of the world. The winner is someone who knows how to stand up again, how to try again. Okay? All of us cannot be winners. It is not possible. Everyone cannot come first in class. And it's all right. It's absolutely fine. You have to give your best. That's it. So now to do this, you need self-esteem. You need to be able to say, it's all right, next time. I'll do it next time. I'll work harder next time. What mistakes have I made? How can I correct them? How can I do better? So now all this relates to one's self-esteem. Positive parenting makes children to increase their self-esteem. Improve social and emotional development. They know about their emotions, how to handle it. They can understand other people's emotions and they know how to behave in public, in a social setting. Whether it is with school, whether it's with their peer group, whether it's with their friends, whether it's with their relatives, whether it's with their neighbors, we need children to gel with others. We need children who will be able to handle other people. Better academic performance. That is what all of us want, right? In this, we are very, very clear about academic performance. We want our children to do well. Reduce behavioral problems. So positive parenting leads to less of behavior problems. Because you know you're modeling a good behavior, the child knows, okay, I may be upset, maybe my parent has said no to me, but I do not shout and scream, I talk to them. Maybe next time they'll get it from me. What can I do so that they'll get it from me? Stronger parent-child bond. This is very important. We want our children to trust us. Every child should be able to trust their parent. If they have a problem, we want them to come back to us and tell us, see, this is what I'm facing. It can be bullying, it can be peer pressure, it can be anything. Someone is taking drugs, someone is into anything, watching porn. We want our children to come and tell us. Okay, so that we can handle it. We do not want to be parents whom the children are scared of, that they cannot come and tell us their secrets.
Right.
We should be their best friends. We should be someone whom they can trust and tell, so that we can handle it effectively. The idea is that we handle our children's problems effectively. Okay, but to do that, the children need to trust us. So this bond is very, very important. When they come and tell you, if a child is scared, they will not come and tell us. They will lie. They will, try to hide things. But what if they can tell us, if they can trust us, then maybe we can resolve those issues for them. I see a lot of children with anxiety issues, okay, and every time the anxiety is something that the parents could have solved. But the child lacks that trust in the parent. If only the child could trust the parent. See, when adults come for counseling, it's very easy. They have an agenda. I have a problem, this is troubling me, so they come to us and they tell us their problems. But when a child comes to us, okay, the child is not going to open to us. It's going to take weeks, months before the child trusts us enough to tell you, okay, this is troubling. Because we are strangers. It's going to take a long, long time for the child to acknowledge, okay, this is troubling, this person is troubling me, or this is what is happening to me. So I don't want to go to school, or I'm showing this behavior because of this. But now if the child is able to trust the parent, the child is able to tell the parent, immediately you can nip it in the bud. Because as adults we have more resources. We will be able to solve their issues. So the trust between the parent and child is very, very important. Emotional regulation. We are talking about emotions, happiness, sad, anger, all that. Okay. We always used to talk about IQ, intelligence quotient. How
EQ.
much is your intelligence
EQ.
quotient? Nowadays, we are talking about
EQ.
emotional quotient. How good is your emotional quotient? How good are you in regulating yourself? And how good are you in understanding other people? How good are you in social interactions? Because whatever work you do, very few job opportunities where you can stay at home, you don't have to mingle with others and you do it. Usually, most of the work requires us to interact with others, with peers, with our superiors, with our juniors. That is how interactions are. That is what life is about. Now, if we are not able to regulate our emotions, if we get upset for small things, we get upset and angry, we burst out, it is what is going to happen. No one wants to deal with this, right? So emotion quotient is very important. Emotional regulation, how we regulate our emotions. See, we cannot be happy always, but we can, how we behave in front of others, how we behave with our children, how we behave with our spouses, we can regulate that, how we behave with others. We need to regulate our behavior. We cannot just shout and scream and put down people. That is not done. Emotional regulation skills are very important in today's world. It refers to the ability to manage and respond to one's emotions in a healthy and adaptive way. It involves recognizing, understanding, and influencing one's emotional state, allowing for more balanced responses and effective coping. We will get situations. See, every time the situation will not be to our desire. We may face unpleasant situations, we may face unpleasant people, but how do we handle them? How do we manage them? So this all comes under emotional regulation. Okay? So it's very important that we learn, as adults, we learn to regulate ourselves so that the child sees us and the child learns how to regulate themselves. When a child sees a parent shouting and screaming for a small reason, the child is going to do the same. The child is also going to shout and scream. There's no emotional regulation. I want this, I want this. There's a tantrum happening there. Because they know their tantrum is going to get them what they want. Okay? Now when they do it at home, it's alright. You are able to manage it. When they go and do it in a public place, it's then the parents feel embarrassed. The parents feel, my God, my child is not being well behaved. Or when someone else passes a comment, no one wants that. None of us want that to happen. So we have to be emotional, we have to regulate ourselves, our emotions, so that our child sees and the child imitates those behaviors. Key aspects of emotional regulation is self-awareness. We need to be aware of ourselves. What are we feeling? Why are we feeling like this? Okay? Emotional acceptance. See, we can't be on a high all the time. We may feel down, we may feel low on a day, we may not want to interact with someone. It's all right. But we need to understand our emotions. Cognitive reappraisal. We have to know, okay, how can we deal with this situation? Sometimes we come across people who are very difficult to manage. How can we reframe this situation? What can we do? Mindfulness. Being very mindful of where we are, what we are doing. Coping strategies. Okay? How do we cope with the situation? You want to come here and there is no car or your car breaks down, can you call a cab? There are always alternative solutions to it. If not, then can you call up and tell them that okay, I will not be able to attend. So these are the coping strategies which we use in our day-to-day life. Social support. We cannot do everything on our own. We need our families, we need our friends, we need our neighbors, we need people around us. We cannot do everything on our own. No human being is an island. We live in a society, we have to follow those rules and we have to know how to get along with each other. Emotional regulation is the ability to exert control over our own emotional state. It involves behaviors such as rethinking a challenging situation, hiding visible signs, and focusing on reasons to feel happy or calm. Okay, that's it for today from me. If you have any questions, I'll take after Dr. Madhulika's talk. Thank you so much.